Okay, we are 138 days out from King of the Platform 5. First bench day back with food in the picture, and with how shitty and shaky last week's bench was, today's goal is to find out how much of last week was a lack of food and how much was me needing to continue getting my shit together. On that note, after how not good last week felt, I was very tempted to bring grip in and run a closer grip to see if I can feel a little bit more compact in the bottom, but thinking about it, with filling out, with having more food in, I think we're just going to run the grip that has worked in the past, because now that we aren't starving, it should hopefully feel and work a little bit better. But if today feels open and exposed to the bottom, I might experiment with nudging in a little bit, but we're going to just do our best to be assertive with the upper back and put things in the right spot for now. And this may end up being a little bit of an aggressive jump, but I figure I might as well grow a pair and start acting like an adult sooner rather than later. Good.
You're good there.
Holy shit, I missed food. Because not only is that so much less chattery than last week, like the press felt so much freaking more assertive, so I think we're going straight to 315. And Darrell got here a little bit earlier than I did, so he's taking the top set before me, but filming Darrell's top set because I got a special feeling about today. Settle. Good. A little more torque. There you go. Perfect. Sick. And if we want to get close on today, we're going to have to smash the shit out of 315. So, goal for this set, act like myself, make it look easy. Yeah, that feels like me. So we got 355 on the bar here, and job for this set is to do my best to forget how shitty benches felt for the last 6+ months, and remember that this is supposed to be easy. Yeah, I would say mission freaking accomplished off of that. And like, it has been that 6 months plus of getting outbenched by Darrell, and at this point I'm getting a little bit fucking sick of it, so we're going 375 for a top set here. Maybe do another set if it goes really well.
Good.
We're going up. And this is freaking blowing my mind because, like, I knew I felt like shit with the diet. I didn't realize I felt that shitty when I was going through it. So, I don't know. I am freaking stoked that it's moving. Got 405 on here next. And if I can squeak out the 5s, that'll be the most I bench since I ripped the back off for 5 reps. So, yeah.
Started the round and they ringing the bell. It's comeback season, I'm Johnny Manziel. Killed the old me cause I had to, but now it's been weeks and that body is starting to smell. Everybody asking if I'm really about to blow. Am I really gonna make a big this time or so? Am I gonna fall apart or keep it in control? Got some plans, but I'm really trying to keep it on the low. I know that y'all has been thinking and hoping and praying I fall on my face.
A little bit shitty, but I'm very okay with that. And I don't know, like, part of me is pissed with how I was a little bit sloppy there in execution, but at the same time, like, I could fucking cry right now just because doing that today means the whole last 2 years of fucking bullshit since I ripped that pack off, like, it fucking sucks. Like, it was not fun to go through, but, like, this is telling me that it is all going to be worth it. And yeah, we are fucking sure as shit bench to PR in December, so time to go crank out some accessories. Also feels very good to not get beat by Darrell on a bench day for the first time in a very long time. And the max pump overhead is occupied again, so we're going to give the Panada another run today. Considering that we ran 2 plates on her last week, goal is to beat that by at least a little bit. Also got to figure out if I finagle the 17,000 adjustments on this thing right. Close enough to work. I'm thinking with how strong bench felt, we're probably safe to go straight to 2. So yeah, straight to 2. Hopefully we don't find out this was a bad choice. We're going up. Now, the only thing I don't love about this machine at this current point in time is like the converge diverge is a little bit weird to get used to, because like at the top to make it feel good in the bottom, I got to be so much narrower than I want to. But then by the time I get to the bottom, it feels pretty good. And I'm pushing it back to that narrow at the top, like it feels good on the way up. Then it's like, oh God, I'm narrow on the, as I first lower it. But I mean, we're working with it. It feels smooth. I'm sure it'll be just a matter of getting used to the sucker to make her work. Forget what I was saying to the camera last, because I bullshitted with Darrell too long between sets because I'm waiting for the machine JM thing to open up. But 2 1/4, let's crank. So narrow feeling up top, but then it's like, oh, we're gonna be fine. And with how that feels, like I am tempted to go up, but considering that I feel good for the first time in literal months, I think we'll just keep her here for a second set and get some good work in. Because if there's one thing I don't want, it's to be put back in ouchie shoulder jail. And Buddy in the back is unloading the machine JM thingamabobber, so we're gonna crank the set out and hurry up and snag it before someone else does. Glad we did not go up, because I am not used to running 2 big wort sets on a secondary movement in my current state right now. And I'm figuring on this guy with how she felt last week running the 3 plates and how much less terrible I feel today. Should be good to go straight to 2. Now I got to spend the 10 minutes figuring out all the adjustments to make this guy work. The extra thickness is making this more difficult to get into, but we'll see if we got space. Still magical. And we're going straight to 3, if I can get out without dying. And plan as of now is we are for sure going up after this set. Unsure of how far we will be going up, but we're not going to cook reps super hard here. Might not be able to take that big of a jump with how that felt. I'm going to drop the seat down a little bit though for more clearance. Never mind, that's the bottom, so I guess we're stuck with where we are. Okay, got 3.5 on here, and I think what I got to do is scoop my ass down to get my shoulders a little bit lower, and that should give me both more clearance to get into the stupid thing, as well as get me a little better position to make it more tricep, because it did feel like probably a little bit more pecs than I want for a JM press in the last set, so big crank here. I love this thing so much. But we sure as shit need to get this to 4 plates for a work set ASAP if we want my bench to exceed pre-pec tear levels. And I still am a little bit unsure on whether or not that is going to be as valuable as a true JM press for building bench, but we're going to keep it in until we find out otherwise. Because like with how today's bench felt, like I think it's doing pretty okay, but we will have to see how we're able to build off it today before we make that call. May I?
No.
No? So, official plan for triceps part 2 was to continue with the PGR pullovers. Problem is that the dumbbell section is right freaking full, so we're gonna share the pull down machine with the girls and run some roll and push downs for secondary triceps today. Still getting a little bit of long head into the roll, so I'm okay with this sub. Thinking we probably should go up with how many reps I'm doing, but we'll finish the set. All yours. 4 pins up from the last set, so we'll see if this is too aggressive or not. I think this is the sweet spot. Yeah, that works. You good? Anyways, time for some titty touching, and I think we're going back to that cable crossover because it felt wonderful last week. And this is a freaking happy accident, because remember last week when I was saying in a perfect world, I'd have an incline bench over here to stabilize the ribcage a little bit? Well, we've got an incline bench over here, so we're going to stabilize the ribcage a little bit. Downside is there's only one handle, so we're going to have to go hunting. Okay, found the other handle, so let's see if we got to finagle the setup too much from here to make it work, but going for that high to low again, get some of that costal fiber going, get some of that serratus going. Oh, this feels atrocious in the best way possible. Probably a little bit aggressive for a first set, but we're in it. I think I'm going to actually drop the pulley down a hole or two because that angle might have been a little bit aggressive for the goal, but we'll do that, then run another. Hopefully set up adequately finagled here. Kept the weight the same, but I think dropping her down the hole should get the feel that I'm looking for without needing to go lighter. Still hard where I want it to be hard, but feels less like we're on the verge of ripping a pack off, so I'm okay with this. I'm actually probably going to run a down set here just to get a little bit more length into the picture. Continuing the embarrassment of sucking at pec flies, but if I want bench to be pre-pec tear levels, we got to embrace a little bit of suckage for now. Hindsight, probably should have dropped the weight down earlier because this feels much more effective for what I want it to do, so glad we got our shit together for this one. Yeah, I'm glad we rediscovered the cable crossover machine because that is nice. And Travis was just over, where is he on camera? I think he's somewhere back there. Oh, there he is hiding behind the bench. Travis was just over running this sucker, so I'm gonna do my best to see if we can keep up with him. Because if I want to grow shoulders, gotta, adhere to the standard set by the guy with really big shoulders. You had a 25 on top of 510s, right? We'll try out the 510s because this is the heaviest I've gone on this thing so far. Hopefully, I don't just get stuck at the bottom and have to unload plates. Holy shit, carbs might be magical. grabbing 25s. Unsure on whether or not we'll be able to match him in reps, but we'll give it our best shot. Apparently, he got 12. He offered to spot me, which I don't think is necessary or will really help too much. If anything, it's probably just going to make me try a little bit harder, which is going to be good, but let's give her a whirl.
Oh. Come on, there you go.
Oop.
Grab that
Too
shit up
excited.
again. Come on, push. Two. Good, easy. There you go. 3. Come on. 4. Good. Come on. 5. Good. Come on. Okay, let's go. 6. Good. 7. Come on. Keep going. Push. Come on. Drive up. 8. There you go. You got more. Let's go. Up, 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 up. 9. There you go. Last one. Come on. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. All the way up. There we go.
Holy shit, that sucked. Thank you. Having friends that are better than you at stuff really does pay off. And official plan here was to get back on the cable crossover for rear delts, but somebody snagged it while I was doing the side raises, so we're gonna jam on this wonderful pull down machine. And knowing that we ran 2 on here last week and how terrible I felt at this point in the session last week, thinking 2 should be a safe feeler set to go up off of. We're about to find out if I was correct in that assessment or not. Yeah, we'll be good to go up. Thinking 3 plates should be easy money. And Darrell was saying that when he loaded the things up, the weights did sneak up pretty quick, so we'll see if we're good for 3. I think should be adequate work sets. Or another here. And I will say that trying to keep up with Travis and the delt stuff was both a good choice and a bad choice. Good choice because my delts are freaking blowing up. Bad choice because holy freaking shit, my delts are blowing up right now. This machine is freaking sick though. And crossover opened back up, so we're gonna be jamming on some of those low to high rears. Starting pretty light after the fiasco on the side raise machine, just to make sure we don't die. We can go up, but we'll do a nice little feeler first. Little muscle, so little jump. And this one goes shockingly well. We'll take another one, but we gotta get our shit together in order to make that happen. And I mean, not fantastic, but I think good enough that we can try a little bit harder. Okay, big crank here. That might be aggressive. Too shitty of a standard, we're doing a down set. I mean, can't blame myself too much for how that top set went. Like, figured we should try to take advantage of actually having food. Just turns out that we got to get more stronger before we can take full advantage of that on delt flies. But on that note, it would be silly to try not to take advantage of the carbohydrates for the sake of an arm pump. So we're gonna crank on this guy pretty heftily here. Nice little feeler. Was what was work weight last week. Think we can definitely take a substantial jump. So FAFO, full stack. We're running another here because that felt phenomenal. Absolutely indescribable how good of a biceps contraction this machine produces. I'm being rushed into set number 2 because Miana and Darrell want to use this for triceps, so let's hurry up. We might be able to put the gym pin on this guy shortly, so that's fun. And as usual, biceps part 2 on this sucker. Like, shit's working, feels good, no need to change it. Oh. I love these machines so much. Did raise the seat up a little bit for this one because it felt low, so we'll find out if that was a good choice or not. Like, I need to start writing down all the settings on these power machines because there's so many freaking settings to remember. Because, like, they feel good regardless, but if you get it more perfect, like, the feel is more perfect, I guess. Oh. Oh. And I don't know, arbs better freaking grow trading here. And as usual, it's Monday, finishing out with the twisty twist machine, full stack as has been usual as of late, and hoping the food lets me do better than the pathetic efforts the last couple of Mondays on here. That sound is always a little bit concerning, but I gotta remember it does that every time. Am taking this as a sign that I can probably be more optimistic for the next squat day because this feels much stronger than previously. Oh. Oh. Bah. 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 Oh. Oh. And we might have to get the gym pin out for this guy too, because that's feeling pretty damn okay. That is enough, though. You guys probably remember me saying this 10,000 times since the cut started, but I knew that as long as I kept putting effort in, no matter how bad I felt through the whole process, that as soon as food came back in, strength would come back quickly. And holy freaking shit, did I not expect bench strength to be here where it is right now, because first day with food back in, like hitting the biggest bench that I've hit since the pec ripped off, like we are in a freaking good spot. And like, yeah, 405 for 5, probably a little bit more touch and go, a little bit sloppier than it could have been or should have been, but I'm still freaking stoked with that. Even the 375, that I would say was a good set, like really, really, really stoked with that. And the 405 was just kind of like a proving to myself that I still could. And, you know, I proved to myself that I still could. And now all I need to do is make sure that we aren't too much of a silly goose next couple weeks. This is the top of the wave, so I was okay with a little bit of, you know, maybe a bit overcooked effort. So we'll wave down and load and build back up to something better on the next week 3. But I am just freaking stoked that this last 2 years of bullshit, like, it was worth it. And I know we're not there yet. The job's not done, so we can't get too excited. We can't get complacent. We can't settle in. We just got to keep on cranking everything to the effort that needs to be cranked to. And we're going to have a freaking good meet. And today just tells me that all of the effort, it is going to pay off as long as I keep putting in the right effort and doing my job as a lifter. But I mean, my job as a lifter is to do my job as a lifter, so we ain't gonna stop that anytime soon. So thank you guys so much for sticking around through the more boring phase of this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, have a good night, and I'll see ya in the team.